Hey guys, thank you again for joining us at the Financial Oprah Show. Now, today we're going to talk about what to do with your tax refund. Now, many of you have probably already filed your taxes, and many of you still have yet to do so. So, before you get those few $1,000s in your hand and you blow it on a new handbag or some new shoes, take a second gander at what you're about to do and actually do something different with your money this year. Now, let me tell you a little story. August 21st of 2017, I purchased my first rental property. My first home was a rental property. And I was able to do this because for tax time 2015 and tax time 2016, I pretty much saved my entire refund. Now, I did, of course, when I got, my tax refund, yes, I did spend a little bit of money, but almost about, let's say, maybe 95, 96% of it went straight into Ally Bank, which I've discussed before. They have the highest interest, so I was able to earn, even small amounts on my tax return money. So I saved my tax return for 2 years, and then I saved from other jobs, and that's how I was able to put the down payment on my house. In order to purchase my house, I had to have, I think it was $11,000 in cash in order to purchase my home. I was able to get to only be able to pay 3.5% down on a home. So listen, that's something definitely look into. Now, this is what I suggest you do with your tax returns. Some people, you will probably look on YouTube and see what to do with your tax return. Most of them will probably say pay off debt. Now, as you know, we pay ourselves first on the Financial Oprah Show. You feel me? So make sure, as David Ramsey would say, have $1,000 emergency fund. So once you get your tax return, the first $1,000 you do, you put it in a bank. Do not touch it because it's for rainy days. It's not much, but it's definitely something for rainy days, which is extremely important. Now, once you've done that, then you focus on paying your credit cards, because that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully, I get a return this year. Lord, I graduated college, so I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see. Lord. But anyways, then you pay off debt, right? You go, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you have 3 credit cards. One of them has 24% interest, one of them has 19% interest, and one of them has 10% interest. So what you would do is you would pay the credit card with the highest interest, because that is the card that's charging you the most. So start with the card that's paying the highest interest. In your statements, it tells you exactly what interest rate you're being charged. Now, if you are lucky and have a small amount of debt and you still have some tax refund money left, I urge you to make that money work for you. Start a business. I started a business, as I said, with my tax refund. I bought a home 2 years. Listen, I was not playing. I was going to get that home. What you can do with the remainder of your tax return is start a business. Start a little side hustle. Start something. There's so many things you can do. And I'm pretty sure there's a business that you've been waiting to start. So please do not waste your tax return money. Please do not waste your tax return money on bags and shoes, because I'm going to be honest, the first time I got a tax return when I was 18, I was working at Citibank at the time. Listen, I went with that tax return. I brought pink alligator skin Maury's. I remember all of this. Because I'm from Harlem, you know what I'm saying? So I had Maury's, I had whatever, I can't even remember. I had all the Citizen jeans, all the 7 jeans. I went, wow, that tax return. Mind you, I brought all of this shit, right? But I'm still living in a shelter. Like, what? That's the thing. this is gonna be for another video, but honestly, guys, we really need to leave that Gucci shit alone, and that Louis. We need to leave it alone, cause seriously, we really need to leave that shit alone, because people are spending all of this money on fucking bags, shoes, weaves, all of this other stuff, trying to impress other broke ass people. Like, I had to realize, let me tell you when I realized this for real. I'm not sure if I said this, but I definitely know I put this on Instagram. I was conversing with this young man, and all of his friends were Gucci'd and Louis'd out. You know, all of them. This is when I was young. I was 18 at the time. Very, very young. And I think they were a little older, like they were between like 19 and I said like 22. But I was 18 at the time. Gucci this, Gucci that. If I wore Coach one day, they like, oh, Coach is the poor man's Gucci. I'm like, what? Well, anyway, so all of that pressure was, you know, then I had to step my game up, whatever. But it's just crazy that it was one time one of them needed $1,300 for school, and he didn't have it. So I'm like, wait a minute, you spend all of this money on Gucci this, fucking Louis that, but you don't have $1,300 in the bank? That's ridiculous. Like, seriously. And from then, that day forward, I was like, nah, there's no way that I could have all of this fucking expensive shit but be a poor person. That's dumb. Alright guys, sorry, I had to throw that in there. But the funny thing is, I actually still saved money though. Like, I didn't blow the whole entire thing. That's one thing about me. Like I said, ever since reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I read that book, like I said, when I was 18 years old. I might even been 17 when I read that book. But I was very young when I read that book, so my mindset changed. And if you haven't read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, I suggest you do that now. So those are my 3 tidbits of what you should do with your tax return. Make sure you have an emergency fund. Pay yourself first. I don't care who you owe. Pay yourself first, $1,000. Then pay off credit card debt. You're going to pay the debt with the highest interest first, because they are the ones who are charging you the most interest. And if you still have tax return money left, which I hope you do, get your side hustle on, because having a job and working 9 to 5, that is not security. So let's get our side hustles on, okay? And if you need info for a side hustle, stay tuned for my next video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.